Good morning.
Hello.
Welcome to Beginner Bodyweight and Bell. My name is Ian.
And I'm Lauren.
And we are Bars and Bells. Thank you very much for joining us this morning. We're live on YouTube at 9 a.m. for this class and many other classes for advanced kettlebell and bodyweight skills, as well as those for beginners. So welcome. How are you doing today? Do you have a kettlebell? If not, a dumbbell is just fine. And if you don't have either, use your body weight and take Lauren's imaginary kettlebell there and learn skills, perfect the drills, and then add tension and strength for tension and strength. Let's start on the floor on our all fours. Maybe you hinge, maybe you just get down any way that's possible and good for you. Come forward, Lauren, you deserve the screen there, okay? So what do your hands look like? Wide open fingertips, place those down first, then the knuckle line, then the whole hand. In this position, calling it wrist extension, could you gently lean forward, press your fingertips into the ground, and press yourself back. Pull those hands to the knees, pulling yourself into this wrist extension position, keeping the fingers rooted, heavy knuckle line, and press back. 2 more things to do in this position. Just take a big breath in, 4 seconds into the belly through the nose. Exhale. And then take a chest breath in through the nose. Exhale. And then push through the fingers into the floor. Push them through, and you might have heard that crack-a-lack on there. Do 1/4 turn at the hands, fingertips face down. Then knuckles, then the palm. With the head neutral, looking between those hands on the floor. This time, press to the right and shift your weight left, and then press left to shift your weight to the right. Repeat a couple more times. Keep your head neutral. Lauren's head neck is the best demonstration there, making sure you're not extending too much. Return to center, grip the floor, and again, take a breath into the belly. Exhale. And then take in a breath into the chest. I feel my upper back kind of round as I do that. Exhale. Press through the floor. Flick of the wrists. Wiggle it out. And last thing for the wrists here, 1/4 turn again. Fingertips down first. Then those first knuckles. Then the heels of the hands. Neutral spine, crown, head long. Take a breath into the belly. And a breath out. And repeat 1 more time into the chest. Exhale. And now very subtle, soften those elbows. Peel those hands up off the floor. And a little bit of a flick. And always a complementary shake. From here, narrow your stance. Take a single leg in the front into our lunge position. A standing variation. I will call it our captain again with a foot on an apparatus of choice. Low start, high as you go. Same cues from this lunge position. In the lunge position, first, we'll do our posterior tip, which is taking the tailbone, tucking it under, and bringing the front of the hips this way. An anterior tip is then tailbone going back and front of hips spilling forward. Repeat a couple more times in a row. When you posterior tuck, do you feel your butt cheek squeeze and maybe open up a stretch feel here? And on an anterior tip, do you feel the hamstrings lengthen out? Check it in. Return to center, then hip hike, hip depress. Level that bowl of punch or the hips as your bowl of punch. And for 1 more time, find center, stay tall, and bring that leg underneath. Repeat on the other side. Again, we'll go posterior tip, which is scooping those hips, front of hips towards the back wall. Anterior tip, spilling the front forward, tailbone goes to the back. Repeat a couple more as you can. Squeeze your butt cheek in the back to feel the stretch load on the front, and then lengthen out off of that knee in the front to feel that hamstring as you go, tipping tailbone back. Tuck under, repeat a hip hike, and then press low, and then a hike, and then low. And in our lunges as per get-ups, or lunges in your own movements at home, work from that center position of the body. Bring that leg underneath, Repeat to the other side, out front. From the level position, heel toe across the floor, leg out to the side. Gently at first, pull the heel and the knee on the ground together. That might turn on some stuff. And then gently keep pulling, incorporating that dorsiflexion, ankle and knee. And then push over there to get tall up here. Repeat. The preload is a tension technique we'll go through with our kettlebell. Pull first, feel some tension load, and then move through. Same thing to come back to center. Push first, isometrically, don't go anywhere, but then grow up to tall. Maybe one more time. Last time here, pull, push, find yourself to center, bring that leg underneath, and tall. The leg out to the side, it could be at 3 o'clock, but maybe 1 o'clock is where your hips are at. Prioritize safety and strength, take your time. First again, pull the heel to the knee, and then with tension and control, dorsiflexion over here. Then I'm going to press towards Lauren without going anywhere first, and then up to tall. Maybe you can find some more wiggle room. Repeat about 2 more repetitions. Pull first, travel, squeeze your back butt cheek, push through the floor, get tall. Last time, pull in, push, and then return that to center and under. We'll hand it to Lauren, and she'll go through the hip car or a hip hydrant with us here, challenging those front, side, and back directions in the hip.
Before you get to all fours, I'm going to show it to you quick, and then you can listen to me while we walk through it together. So from all fours, we'll be doing our hip car. First, we'll be bending our knee, trying to kick our butt with our ankle, imagining there's something behind our knee. We'll come to the front first, lift to the side, draw that circle all the way around to back, staying square, brush underneath, repeat to the back, opening up to the side, and all the way around, finishing back under. We'll go a little slower than that, but now you know the routine. So hinge, hands underneath shoulders. Shoulders are packed, nice tight core. Well, that's a nice view there, Ian.
Well, I just think it's the 360.
The 360. All right, shoulders down, abs braced. Take your single leg and kick your butt. Don't even lift your knee, just try to get your ankle or your heel to your butt. Now, lift the knee just slightly off the floor, compressing in the hip. Now take that knee and pull it forward as if it's going to touch your chest or your elbow. Now take the leg out to the side and draw that circle all the way around the back. That ankle is going to lift towards the ceiling. At the back here, pause as you're kicking the ceiling. Square up your hips to the floor. Tuck under like I could kick you in the stomach. Rebend your knee. Now pull that knee underneath center, brushing through center. And then let's do it the other direction. Keep the knee bent. Go towards the ceiling for your hip extension first, pausing, squaring up. Then take the leg out to the side, drawing it around your hip hydrant, all the way knee towards elbow, knee towards chest, pausing for a second in that hip flexion, but keeping your tailbone long, and then slowly bringing that knee to rest back to center. Press the floor away, come up off your hands for a couple seconds. You don't have to do a 90-degree turn, but I will. Actually, it was 180 degrees. Hinge, hands underneath your shoulders, back to that neutral place. Same thing, second side. First, bend the knee, heel to butt. Keep that tension there. Lift the knee slightly off the floor. Then flex the hip, knee towards elbows, tailbone still long. From there, lift the leg out to the side and start drawing that circle all the way around to the back to where you pause in your hip extension. In that hip extension, square up, trying to kick the ceiling and feel that glute or butt cheek light up. 3, 2, brush that knee through center. Keep it bent, bent, bent. Now reverse it. Brush it back to where you came from, so kick the ceiling, square up. Now slowly start drawing that circle out to the side like your hip hydrant. Knee comes around towards the elbow, staying square to the floor. Hold that hip flexion, knee towards chest, and then slowly brush to center and relax. From here, we'll stand up via our first down dog. Right, Ian?
Yep.
So with those hands on the floor, gently tuck your toes, lift your knees, keep them bent, reach your tailbone long towards the sky. So your tailbone or your butt's tilted towards the sky, you have a nice long spine. Keep that nice long spine and slowly try to straighten your knees. And breathe. Now rebend your knees, retilt your tailbone long, and try to straighten again. And breathe. And one more time, knees bend, tail tilts long, gently straighten with either straight knees or bent knees. Come up, actually they should be bent through your hinge, I'm sorry, and extend to tall. Ooh, that was nice.
Mm-hmm. Just one really quick shoulder movement before we get moving on the hinges and then into some high planks for tension. 2 arms at your sides.
I have to.
First, elevate to press up and down. One more time of each, elevate and then down. Protraction is pressing or spreading the shoulder blades away. Rounding shoulders, retraction, pulling together. Repeat one more time, protraction forward and retraction. Now take your shoulder blades and place them low. With stiff arms, pull the armpits low as the hands go towards about 90 degrees at the shoulders. Then open up towards the side. Perhaps turn the thumbs down from the shoulder. Bring them towards the side with the palms facing out or the back of the hand touching your leg. Repeat one elevation and then a depression. And then a protraction and a retraction and then down. An extension of the shoulder is when the arms reach back away from the body. At your safe limit, turn the palms to the ceiling from the shoulders. And now very slow, back to the T shape, back to in front, and down. We'll repeat that one more time. And if your shoulders are notoriously, or hey, bring it on, that's easy, perhaps challenge to break this 90-degree plane, build awareness, no elevated shoulders throughout. One last time. Arms forward, shrug up, pull down. With stiff arms at your side, flexion forward, towards overhead. Lauren's gonna go overhead, I'm gonna stay nice and low. It's the same cues. The thumbs would turn down from the shoulders. Then we're in this extension position in the shoulder here. And if your arms are back, pull from those shoulder blades that the backs of the hands return to the side of the legs. Elevate just for one. Pull down for one more. Reach to the back. Very slow, turn the palms to the ceiling again. Armpits stay low. 90 degrees is just fine. Overhead if that's available for you. And then nice and control. Return to center. All right, don't forget about those shoulders. Don't forget, I forgot to write that down actually, but I really want to make sure that we get the shoulders involved just as much as those hips. Buddy joints for sure. Hinges and planks. Hinge stance would be just outside of shoulders. Press those feet in the floor, pull up your kneecap, squeeze your bum, brace your core, and those are the nice cues that are consistent with the plank and the hinge. But to hinge, we actually press the feet in the floor, relax the butt cheeks, and press back with the spine long, vertical shins, feel a stretch load on hamstrings, then press the feet into the floor and stand up tall. Repeat twice more. Push the feet in the floor to initiate your hinge, flexing on the hip here, pushing back, breathe, brace, crown long, heavy feet, push up, stand tall. This next one will return to the floor in our high planks position. Push your feet out, incorporate your hinge, break some of those rules as you tip forward. And our high planks tension from toes or from our knees includes pulling the hands together towards feet, pressing the floor away, the chin stays tucked, the abs are braced, the butt cheeks are squeezed, and for one more second, we'll put those knees down. Whew. Take a moment off, check in, readjust your wrists, open hands, straight elbows, armpits heavy. One more time, 10-second plank. High plank tension, pull the feet towards those hands and hands to feet. Squeeze your butt. Brace your core. And then from here, let's just revisit Lauren's down dog shape towards our hinge, extension to the top. Wiggling it out always feels good too. Repeat one more time on the hinge. Assemble your feet just wider than hips. Push your feet in the ground. Hinge back. Extend to tall. Did your butt cheek squeeze? Did your core brace? If you're standing upright, your butt is working, but really look to exaggerate that butt clench. Twice more, press those feet down, hinging back, push the feet into the ground, stand up tall. One more time, let's press out, hinge and tip towards the floor. Walk feet back or hands respectively. And for one last time only, the hardest plank ever. Go. 10 seconds of tension. 7, 6, and bum squeezes. And 3, and 2. And then just relax. Take your time as we come back up through that hinge or down dog and extend the hips to tall. Complement that with the shake. Do you have your kettlebell ready? I have mine right here. Lauren's is somewhere over there. A kettlebell, dumbbell, any type of load is appropriate. We're going to go through a quick body weight squat series here with the hold in that goblet position. Hopefully we feel much the same, perhaps even more than what we had on the plank.
Squats. All right. Standing over top of our bell with it. Actually, I lied. With our bell slightly in front of us, or your imaginary bell slightly in front of you, we're in our squat stance right now, which might be slightly wider than your hinge with your feet slightly turned out. Let's slowly pull ourselves down into that safe low squat. If it's not this low, that's okay. Chest is extended, heels are on the floor. With or without your goblet, put your thumbs in, curl the bell up, and up to tall. At the top here, let's just hold, squeezing our butt, bracing our core for 5, 4, thinking that rib to hip connection, 3, 2, we'll pull ourselves low, stay here, let's up to tall, tricked ya, 1 squat. Can we do that one more time? Inhale, pull yourself low, 1 more, hup, hup. This time we'll put it down. Pull yourself down, extend that bicep curl down, bell rests, you let go, stand up without. Shake it out.
Oh yeah.
Whew.
Oh yeah. That goblet hold, that core brace connecting the ribs to hips. Let's shake it out. We're gonna do that really quickly, just one more time. And again, keep your rep scheme nice and light. 1 rep, 2 rep, 3 rep, maybe to 5. Lauren, what's the goal?
Let's try to go 5 squats this
time.
Okay. Again, you don't need your bell. You can do this all body weight. Just come along with us and pretend to pick it up. Pull yourself down. Heels heavy. Thumbs in. Curl up. Inhale, brace. We're going for 5 squats. Pull down. And each time on this squat, trying to break that parallel. Knees are going to come forward. This is allowed. Chest is still lifted and not resting or touching your thighs. I've talked so much that, okay, this time come down. Extend your elbows, bell down, you up. Whew.
Little strength endurance right there to start. Hopefully we got the heart rate up, warm up that core with a plank, and then add the load to it to make it harder, make it stronger.
Great.
Get up time.
Yes.
Do you know the get up? Start with those mobility basics in the members only area, or just follow along right here. Advanced versions of the get up include the arm overhead. Beginner modifications include just placing that arm across your chest. Clear your space, make sure the bells are out of the way. The leg you can now touch with 1 arm across chest drops back in a lunge. Take your time, pull yourself down by scissoring those hips. Next, like in the warm-up, just open that leg to the side. Rotate the upper body to look over the knee to facing the side, then hinge on the hip, placing the hand on the floor. Lean as to stack the shoulder over the hand, and then slide or sweep the leg into a tall sit. From here, find the elbow, and then press to the floor. I'm conveniently located right by my kettlebell.
Me too.
Are you? Great. We're going to start with a cuddle to our firing range position. What does that mean? It means I'm going to grab a kettlebell with my pinky near a corner with my left hand, pack my shoulders in this cuddle, join along as we can here. Take a big breath in, roll to your back, and press with 2 hands to the ceiling. We're going to hang out here for 20 seconds. In those 20 seconds, those armpits are going down towards the hips for stability at the shoulder blade. The grip is crushing on that handle, and we're building that strength and endurance in relationship with the kettlebell. 4 more seconds. Finish with control. Take the second hand, place it on top. I like to bend both knees, pull an elbow towards the hip, and return to the floor. Let go of the kettlebell. Never bring it across your body. Switch yourself accordingly, and we'll do that again. Setting up with a cuddle. My pinky again is near the corner on my right-hand side. My shoulders are packed. Take a breath to prepare. Roll to your backside, and core brace, press to top. Take the other hand away as allowed, placing it at the side of the hip, packing the armpit, breathing, bracing. 20 seconds or so. 30 seconds is also a nice timeline to work towards. But for today, we'll go about 5 more seconds with a firm grip, armpits that are down, cores that are braced. 2 hands on, pull it towards the hip, and control to the ground. Now, return to your backside and our get up back up. I believe I have my left hand across chest, so I'll come up in the same way. Now, the first move of the get up after the firing range is then that hip extension or pushing through and then pulling on the elbow. Next, tall sit. From here, sweep that leg, bring the hand up off the floor, sweep the leg front to lunge, and stand up tall. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So, take my right hand across chest. Now that leg that I can touch will drop back in our lunge, keeping that back hip extended or forward. Open that leg to the side, rotation, hinge, hand on the floor, fingertips facing away, and lean to load up over top. From there, sweep a leg through, hitting that tall sit, and then the elbow, and then brace off the core to the ground. Whew. Do you know what that first move is of the get up? Can we do it with a load? Let's try it. Please feel free to repeat that first version of the firing range, building that strength and stability, or follow along as Lauren cues us through that first move under a load. Or no load.
Or no load.
Check it out.
The option is yours. We always start the same though, in that cuddle. Roll to your bell, 2 hands on, cuddle, roll, press. Either staying here and enjoying a nice comfortable firing range position or continuing on. Drive that bent leg foot into the floor, squeeze the glute, extend the hip, pull on the elbow to that tall position. On the way down, use the bell as a bit of a counterbalance to control yourself to your back. Let's try for 2 more times if you'd like. Drive into the floor, extend, pull to tall, hold, control the down, and once more. Drive that foot into the floor, pull, and control for 3, 2. Now 2 hands on, pull bell down with that vertical forearm, and cuddle.
Nice.
Let go, spin around, and whatever you did, do the same thing on the other side. Get set up in your cuddle to start. 2 hands in your bell, second hand on top, roll, and press. Get yourself organized first. If you're staying there, enjoy. If you want to come with us, drive that foot into the floor, hip extend, pull to elbow. Control on the way down. Repeat 2 more times. On the up and on the down, that bell is never twisted over your face at any point in time. Last one, hip drive, pull to elbow, and last down. Pressing away from that elbow, 2 hands, engage lat, pull down, and cuddle. Whew.
Here we go.
Rolling to your back, we're getting back up with our get up on the side that we came down with. Crossing that arm across our body, same hip extension, pull to elbow. Find your hand, keep that shoulder packed. Adjust your foot as needed to lift and sweep. Hand presses away. Front foot moves, hippity, hoppity.
And then take that imaginary kettlebell and chuck it, just like Lauren does. Or gently place the bell to the floor using your hinge protocol. Whether you have a kettlebell out front as a little bit of a balance aid, a wall, or a countertop nearby, we're going to work on a single ottoman, something for some balance aids, working on a single leg hinge. For that, I'll take my kettlebell, and this time I'm going to stand right up over top of it. Take the hands, chop the hips, push the butt back. With two hands on my kettlebell for a loose grip for some balance, I'm going to transfer weight to one leg. Then take the other leg, slide it out the back, keep it touching the floor, extend to tall, making sure you don't hit the bell, and repeat. Over top of the bell, hip hinge, hips go back, spine nice and long. I'll transfer weight to my right side, and there's an obvious shift. Then I'll take that other leg, swing it around to the back. My shoulders and hips are nice and square, front shin vertical, and extend that hip to tall. Let's repeat one more time each side. Straddle the bell, hip hinge, hold on for balance, switch or transition weight to one side, sweep the leg out the back. Is the shin in the front vertical? Extend through. And one last time, hip hinge on 2 feet, transfer weight to one, reach towards around the back, and then extend to tall. For one more set today, could we do a get up down, and then either firing range hold, or progress towards that first movement of the get up, ending up on the elbow. Sound good?
So same thing again.
Same thing one more time. We'll go down to the floor again with the get up. I'll have my left hand across. Be mindful over that bell is on the floor. Drop into the lunge. Open up the front leg. Add your rotation. Hinge. Stack, hand on wrist, shoulder on top. Tall sit. Elbow. And then this is where I need to watch my bell. Press off the floor to your back. I'll be doing the firing range. Lauren's going into the harder one. So join me in that firing range for just nice stability exercises with our bell and Lauren's for the first move.
Cuddle.
Lauren.
No matter what you're doing, cuddle. 2 hands, roll, press. If you're staying here, pack that shoulder, find stability. If you're not, press into the floor, pull on the elbow to that tall elbow sit, and then control to your back. We'll go for 3 total. As you're doing that, use that hip drive and pull, trying to keep that opposite or long leg heavy. Try not to let it fling into the air. And control to your back. Once you're there, 2 hands, bell pulls down, and cuddle. Whew, let
And
that
switch.
go. Same thing on the other side. You moving around your bell, getting set up. First cuddle. Second, 2 hands, roll to back, either staying in your firing range or working through our first move here. Drive your foot into the floor, extend your hip, pull to elbow. Control on the down. As I control on the down, second one, I use that bent leg foot to help me. I drive into the floor with it and use it as that little bit of stability on my way back down. Last one. 2 hands, bell pulls down, and cuddle roll. I believe
Final movement of a get up.
we're getting up.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off there.
Oh, we're getting up though via get up.
Amazing.
One hand across your chest. Use that hip extension, pull to elbow. Find your hand for your tall sit. A lift, a sweep, a hand leaves floor, a front foot moves, a hop to tall.
Pow. And we are up. For one more time, can we check out that single leg hinge exercise? Again, I'll use that kettlebell in the middle for balance and stability. Lauren's description of the ottoman or the chair or something on the wall would be great too. Or advance it to nothing. From
I
here,
was going to have an imaginary ottoman for all
imaginary ottoman. So
Ottoman
from here,
folks.
we'll set up that hip hinge with the feet pressing into the floor. Transfer weight to one side. In this case, I'm choosing my left. I'll take that single leg out the back, take a moment to check in that my shin is vertical, and then extend my hips through to tall. Sidestep the bell. Check your stance. 2 feet pressing into the floor on your first hinge. Transfer weight to that one side. Switch or circle that leg out to the back. Check that vertical shin in the front and extend to tall. Repeat one last time each side. 2-foot hinge. Check. Hands on the bell or the ottoman for balance. Transfer weight. Sweep the leg. Is that shin vertical? Extend through. And final repetition, our 2-foot hinge, back. Transfer weight, in this case it's to my right. That left leg will sweep around the back. Vertical shin in the front. Extension strength to tall. Working on that single leg hinge, nice way to complement our 2-foot hinges for our deadlifts and our swings. Well, we like to carry these kettlebells to build relationships with them, to build our grip strength, core strength, and nice progressions for those other kettlebell skills. Last week, we hung out in our campfire squat or a low squat as Lauren, or the alternate partner, did a little bit of a box step around the room. You don't need much space, but think about traveling front, side, backwards, and then the alternate lateral direction. As Lauren does that exercise, join me in a little bit of a weight transfer or versions of a movement clock. Ready to go?
Ready to go.
Okay. So kettlebells up to the side. Lauren's just going to do her small box steps, maybe 2 or 3 in each direction, just based on space again.
Sorry, am I low carrying?
Low carry, low carry. So join me in the back as you go toe ball heel, and then press to center, and then lateral, toe ball heel, push to center. Switching feet, landing toe ball heel. And then Lauren, what are you doing?
I'm walking. I can't talk and do this.
Okay, so holding the bell at your side, pulling and pressing energy from the floor. Lauren will switch those hands and do the same thing on the other side. Front directions, laterals, fronts and backs and laterals.
I'm fighting to stay tall on that opposing side, trying to breathe, keeping my shoulder elevated slightly so that it's supported in its socket. And getting the sweat caps on.
Don't worry so much about being even in the back. Just keep that gentle movement going as we describe these next movements. So Lauren's doing that same front to lateral transition. Team Ian will be doing our box steps here.
In this front to lateral, remembering we're landing toe ball heel, and that stationary leg, the heel is staying heavy the whole time. In both these moves, our hips and shoulders are facing forward. If you're with Ian, farmer's carrying, tall, braced, you're carrying heavy groceries in one side, don't tip to the other side. Stay strong. I'm alternating front and side for 2 each side here. With that shoulder packed, carrying your heavy groceries, fighting for tall. I could punch Ian anytime in the stomach, anytime in the butt, and it would be okay.
Just so you know.
Nice. Last one here, and center. Hinge. Whew. Nice. If you don't feel like you have room to move around, that could also be done just stationary hold. March on the spot, anything.
Team Ian, we're alternating to the carry. Let's go from corner to corner. Toe ball heel to 10 o'clock. Toe ball heel to 4 o'clock. Then toe ball heel 2s and 8s. As Lauren does the same carry, low at her side, front, side, and backwards. Repeat. Toe ball heel in a landing. Preload, push, under. Open to the new corner, push, center. New corner out front, 2 o'clock. New corner out the back, 8 o'clock. And then one more time, probably into the front. And then to the back. Keeping movement, working on that strength and endurance. And again, thinking about all the creative and necessary ways to move our body. That's a couple each side. Shake it out in between. Let's repeat. Set up your hip hinge. Pack your shoulders. Preload to the top. We'll go front. 4 or so steps. Sideways. core brace all the time, backwards. And again, whether it's a cross or a T that you're making or the box, challenge yourself in those unique directions, as it does become a little bit different each time. Hinge, up. That's the second time that's happened. There we go. And then repeat, sorry, Lauren, to the side. 2.
As I step out the back, I'm rotating open, and that's where I'll face that new corner. But when I step to my front corner, my shoulders and hips are still facing forward.
Sorry for blocking, yep.
My last step. This is what happens when you have people in your workout, or animals,
which we hope you do. Share your workout with your friends and family. I love working out with Lauren here. Really, sincerely do.
So much. There we go.
There we go. That's our suitcase holds. Can we come back to one more hold today? We've already done it in that squat. Let's squat together now. Come on down, squat, pull up to the goblet hold, and let's try to challenge ourselves moving in those same directions.
All at the same time?
All at the same time. All at the same time. So
Getting
come on
back
down to that. Go ahead,
to that goblet squat the same way we did earlier. So pulling ourselves down to our squat, thumbs in, bicep curl up, and to tall. Bring those feet underneath you before you go anywhere. Bell is off your body, not resting on your chest. Ribs to hips, abs braced. Maybe you stay stationary. Maybe you add a march. Maybe you move. Whatever you're doing, the whole time, you're keeping that nice upright posture. Elbows are fairly in versus chicken wings. We're holding for about another 8, 7, glutes are squeezed, abs are braced for 4, 3, 2, up. Pull yourself down in your squat.
Oh, shoot.
Uncurl. He wasn't wrong. It was just different.
Just different. Keeping things with our squat, let's have a little bit more fun with our balance squat that pays attention to some of our favorite rules from the ballet, incorporates some of the amazing strength from the sumo, and it's just a lot of fun. So start in a sumo stance, which are going to be a little bit wider than your squat from before. Gently pull yourself low. And from here, push yourself to one leg with your ankle connected down low. Then toe ball heel in a landing, and repeat. Connect that ankle on the standing leg. Point, toe ball heel. Repeat, but this time, could you climb the leg a little bit? Extend, toe ball heel. Alternate, climb, extend, toe ball heel. Last one, keep it the same height for this set. Toe ball heel in the landing. And then last one, climb, extend, toe ball heel, and push down to go up. Our last kettlebell hold today, let's go back to that goblet. Whether you walk around, as Lauren said, march on the spot, practice that core brace, keep the shoulders out of the ears, and the tension on the core and the glutes.
If you were wondering what to do because you don't have a kettlebell, I would hang out in my plank for this time. It'd be very similar. Pull yourself down. Hands in, curl up to tall. Feet underneath you. I'm going to go forward for about 4 steps. Bell is off my body, elbows are in, ribs to hips. I'm going to go lateral for about 4 steps. Backwards for 4. And then the other lateral for 4. 3, 2, widen your stance to squat. Pull yourself low. Uncurl. Up without. Up, up.
Wiggling it out, whether it's the legs or the upper body. For the final movement of today, let's go back to that Chico squat variation, opening up your sumo stance. Wider than hips, maybe even 2 shoulder widths. Pull yourself into your low squats position. Press to the single leg. Climb a little as allowed. Extend, toe ball heel. Let's go 6 repetitions total. Number 2. This is number 3.
Keeping your upper body up tall.
Cues all around here. Nice and control. That's 4. Last one, same height. Nice and control again here. Soft landings, powerful steps, and always strong and add that wiggle. Amazing. This again is how we work out, even when we're not online. Last night we did hard style one-arm swings and presses, and those skills
And
are
get-ups.
built, and get-ups. And those skills are built off of these requisite basics that we still practice
All the time.
all that time. So thank you very much for sharing in our practice, and we hope that you stay strong, supple, and train with us again soon. My name's Ian.
I'm Lauren.
Squiggles over here, Lauren.
I'm supple.
Lauren did a little bit of a pump up. I'm not sure if she was flexing or showing the t-shirt, but yesterday Lauren made our online store live. It's called the Equipment Room on our webpage. Check it out for winter toques, cotton tees, rings, and new things added to come. Thank you very much again. Have a good day. Stay strong, take care, and train soon.
Goodbye.